Guess I'm stuck in.
Hello and welcome back to Are We There Yet? I'm your host Robert Joseph Garrison. The listener email is robertjgarrison at gmail.com. That's Robert J. Garrison, Garrison, at gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions for future shows. This next segment, we just got done doing a segment on religion and politics and politicizing religion and opening up the door for the apostate church to come into fruition. This next section of the show is called the Maranatha Corner, where we talk about eschatology and subjects dealing with the end times. This section is going to be a 4 or 5 part series on the Rapture. We're going to tackle many different points of view of the Rapture: the pre, mid, post, and the partial. And also, there's some people that believe that there will be no Rapture at all. The first one we are going to be tackling today is the pre-trib Rapture. This is a theory that was brought forth by John Darby, who popularized it. He's also the father of modern day dispensationalism. However, there was a time before Darby where this theory of pre-trib rapture was talked about, and it was talked about by a 4th century theologian. I can't pronounce his name because I'll just butcher it, but I'm going to try. It's Ephraim the Syrian, Ephraem, the Syrian, back in the 4th century, who talked about how all the saints and God elects are going to be gathered prior to the tribulation and taken to the Lord. This was found in a manuscript by Grant Jeffries, if I'm not mistaken. So, but anyway, now that you got some history of it, one of the verses that pre-trib rapture people, pro pre-trib rapture people use is 1 Thessalonians 5:9, where Paul's talking to the church of Thessalonica and saying, "Listen, God's elect is destined to salvation, not wrath." So they take that as they're going to be taken before the tribulation, because the tribulation is a 7-year period where you have God's judgment on the earth and against the non-believers. So they take that as we are going to be taken out of, up to heaven, out of the tribulation period. Another verse is, another example of, let's go back to the first verse, of how people were taken out of or protected from wrath would be people like Noah, and how God told him to build an ark because he was going to have wrath on the earth to get rid of all the evil. Another person would be Lot, who was in Sodom and Gomorrah, and Abraham was, arguing with God, bartering with him. What if we find 50 people, 20 people, 40 people, so on and so forth. He said 10 people, and God said, if you find, that many, if you find 10 people, then, I won't destroy the whole city. Well, there wasn't that many. It was just Lot and his family. So they saved Lot, took him out because he was a good, just man. So he was taken out of the city before the wrath came. So he was saved from the wrath. Another verse is 2 Thessalonians 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 6 through 7, where Paul talks about that the lawless one won't be revealed until the restrainer is removed. Now, the pre-tribs theology is that restrainer represents the Holy Spirit that works through the church. And the only way for the Antichrist to come to power or to be able to deceive everybody is if the power of the Holy Spirit that works through the church is taken out of the earth, so it would open the door to let Satan and his evil deeds go forth unabashed and unchecked.